Today we're reading 5-minute princess stories for Disney princesses. We'll read 2 of them. Let's see, written by Liza Baker and Laura Bergen. And we're just going to go right down the thing. We're going to start with Beauty and the Beast and the Sleigh Ride. Beauty and the Beast, the Sleigh Ride. Long ago, an enchantress cast a spell on a castle. She transformed the handsome young prince into a hideous beast and his servants into household objects.
"Just look at me," grumbled the beast. "I've been so cruel holding Belle captive in my castle. How will she ever see me as anything but a monster?"
"Oh, come now," said Mrs. Potts gently. "All you have to do is show her what's inside your heart."
"You must act like a gentleman," Lumiere the candelabra chimed in. "Be romantic, compliment her, and most of all, be kind, gentle, and sincere."
"Don't be grumpy," added Chip, Mrs. Potts' young son. Mrs. Potts gave her son a stern look, but they all knew Chip was right.
"I have an idea," said the beast, smiling. "Why don't I invite Belle to go on a sleigh ride? It just snowed outside. She might like the fresh air."
"Perfect," said Lumiere. "A wonderful idea," agreed Mrs. Potts. "Very romantic," added Chip. "Well, that's enough out of you," Mrs. Potts said to Chip, trying not to smirk. The beast sent Lumiere to extend his invitation. "Well, that sounds lovely," said Belle. "I've been stuck in this castle for far too long." Belle ran down the long staircase and stepped outside. Glimmering white snowflakes fell from the sky. It was a perfect winter day. Just then, the beast pulled up in a gleaming, horse-drawn sleigh. "How beautiful!" exclaimed Belle. The beast smiled as he took her hand and helped her into the sleigh. He didn't mention that he had spent all morning polishing it just for her. Once she was settled, he covered her with a warm blanket. They took off across the powdery snow, and Belle laughed happily as the beast guided the sleigh through the forest path. Soon they came to a clearing in the woods, and before them was a frozen pond. The beast pulled on the reins and stopped at the edge of the pond. "This is such a magical place," said Belle. "How did you ever find it?"
I used to come here a long time ago," said the beast. "It was one of my favorite places. I wanted to share it with you."
Then the beast took out a picnic basket filled with hot chocolate, cookies, bread, and fruit. When they finished their meal, the beast asked Belle if she wanted to ice skate. "Oh, yes," she replied. "Father and I used to go every winter. I love ice skating." Soon Belle was spinning effortlessly across the pond's smooth surface. The beast was less graceful. Hitting a bump in the ice, he lost his balance and toppled to the ground. At first he was angry, but then he saw Belle looking at him kindly. Remembering his friend's advice, he smiled as Belle helped him to his feet. "Everyone falls sometimes," said Belle. "It's part of learning." Before long, they were gliding across the ice arm in arm, enjoying each other's company in the crisp winter air. They grew tired and decided to rest. Just then, a timid fawn wandered out of the forest. "Poor thing," said Belle. "She looks scared and hungry." Taking an apple from their picnic basket, Belle showed the beast how to gently feed the young deer. Soon the sun was setting. It was time to go. As they made their way home, Belle thought about the day she had spent with the beast. There was something different about him. He had shown Belle a kinder, softer side. Perhaps they could be friends after all. The next story is Cinderella's Dance Lesson. And these are 5-minute stories, but that was just under 5 minutes, so maybe we're going quicker. I don't know. Cinderella's Dance Lesson. Just imagine, said Cinderella excitedly, there's a ball at the palace tonight in honor of the prince, and every maiden in the land is invited. That means me too. All of Cinderella's friends clapped and chirped as they gathered around. They loved their Cinderella. Oh dear, said Cinderella with a sigh. There's so much to do. I can only go if I finish my chores. And today, stepmother has given me more work than ever. There's washing and mending and ironing and cooking, scrubbing, sweeping, and suddenly 3 loud shrieks came from downstairs. Cinderella, come down here immediately and help us get ready for the ball, her stepsisters cried together. Her cruel stepmother and stepsisters wouldn't give poor Cinderella any time to do the rest of her chores. Mend my dress, screeched Anastasia. Polish my shoes, whined Drizella. Iron my cloak, demanded her stepmother. Hours later, Cinderella began to sweep and scrub the endless stone floor. Suddenly, Jacques had an idea. I know, he said. We'll help Cinderella. All of the other mice nodded in agreement. Well, what would I do without you? Said Cinderella, patting each of them on the head. You are so good to me. Everyone joined in the cleaning, singing happily as they went. And as she worked, Cinderella began to imagine the magical evening ahead. Everyone would be dressed in their finest clothes. Cinderella would wear her mother's beautiful gown. The ballroom would come alive with music, dancing, and laughter. And the handsome young prince would bow before Cinderella and ask her to dance. Suddenly, Cinderella stopped dancing. Oh no, she cried. I've never been to a ball. I don't even know how to dance. Don't worry, Cinderella, Jacques smiled reassuringly. Us show you dance. Easy pie. With that, Jacques bowed before Perla and extended his hands. Dance, please, missy, he asked. Perla blushed as she took Jacques' hand. Gus was the conductor. He got all the birds to sing. Jacques and Perla spun around and around, gliding across the floor. Cinderella watched and then copied their movements. Just listen and move, see? Said Perla. Not so scary. Using her broom as an imaginary partner, Cinderella danced and twirled gracefully throughout the room. She led everyone across the floor, sweeping and cleaning as they went. Good, Cinderella, said Jack, beaming. Lucky prince get to dance with Cinderella. The mice collapsed on the floor laughing. Oh, thank you so much, Cinderella told her friends. With your help, tonight might be the night that all my dreams come true. Oh, and that's the end of that one. I cannot imagine that was 5 minutes either. No, it was not. That was a very quick story. All right. With that, I might read more of these later if people enjoy this. Good night. I love you.